lovely human. Welcome to The Little Flower. And just as I pressed record, a bumblebee flew right next to the window, and I am taking that as a major sign for the progression and expansion of this YouTube channel, as my logo is the bee. So that was really cool. But yeah, hello, welcome. My name is Krista, and I use the presence and essence of flowers along with the tarot to deliver messages to help you align to your most authentic and abundant nature and path. So before we get into discussing the reading today, I would love it if you'd like this video, subscribe to my channel, and if you feel called, go ahead and leave a comment below if things are resonating. So for today's reading, we are doing, I guess the theme of the reading is the fabric of your destiny. Tap into the truest essence of who you're here to be and what you're here to do. So in my readings, I like to tap into the energetic quality of things more so than anything, and I use my best to use words to transmit what I'm feeling and experiencing. And for this reading, my intention is to help you align to a quality, align to a soul truth, really. Kind of what you're here to do and who you're here to be. I mean, I don't know how else to describe it. So I'm just going to leave it at that. We're going to go down the rabbit hole in these readings, literally the rabbit hole. All of these cards have rabbits on them. So go ahead and choose group number 1 with the white lupine, group number 2 with the iris, group number 3 with the oxeye daisy, and group number 4 with the Columbine. So yeah, I will see you in your reading. Hello, my lovely human. Welcome to The Little Flower. My name is Krista, and I use the presence and essence of flowers along with the tarot to help deliver messages to help you align to your most authentic and abundant nature and path. So for today's reading, the theme is the fabric of your destiny. Tap into the truest essence of who you're here to be and what you're here to do. So if you haven't been to one of my readings, I typically create a prompt. I'll dive like I'll tap in, and I will just wait for my intuition to let me know what we're doing today. And that was what came through. I don't use too much structure. I just like to go down the rabbit hole. I like to see where the reading wants to take me as opposed to create that structure for it. The prompt is the structure, I think. It's more so it's the prompt, it's the open door to the message that you need to receive. So we're going to go ahead and just get right into it. The cards I pulled for your overarching theme they're from children's spirit animal cards. So these are actually made for children, but they're really adorable, and I loved the back of them, and I thought that'd be cute for the kind of introduction. So that's one of the reasons I chose them. And the rabbit is really symbolic for me. It's every time I see a rabbit, it means you are exactly where you're meant to be. That's the message I hear with the rabbit. So I hope that transmits to you as well. There's a monarch also on the card, if that means anything to you. But you chose the white lupine, and lupines symbolize strength and resilience. And the card you got is the beaver. Do your chores. This really is for kids. Do your chores. Okay, wow, this is giving chop wood, carry water vibes. Like, just take care of business, just get down to business, just show up. But yeah, interesting. Okay, so with the theme being, the fabric of your destiny, and this giving this very earthly kind of like chop wood, carry water, like day-to-day building of something energy. I think something you're meant to do is learn the value of discipline, learn the value of experiencing the mundane, and seeing the divine, and seeing the beauty and the love and the expansion in the contrast to that, and learning to appreciate that. So that could be something that some of you have it's a challenge to be on earth. It's a challenge to have to, you know, do like step A to get to step B to get to step C when we really just want to jump to step C. You know, it's this day-to-day implementation that you are really being called into, this day-to-day discipline, doing something sometimes when you don't feel like it. I think there's always should be a balance, but sometimes when you don't necessarily feel like it. So this could be a group that's building something in their life and wanting to manifest something in their life. And this is your reminder that those day-to-day chop wood, carry water activities and tasks that you take care of may seem small as you're doing them, but they are adding up. Each one of them is like a deposit in a bank account. I'm seeing like quarters go into a piggy bank. Each little amount counts and will pay off. So I don't know who needed to hear that, but let's go ahead and pull a couple more cards. We're going to pull a couple cards from the Herbal Astrology. Oh, this one wants to come. Okay, honestly, these two that were like on the bottom and the top already, they were really kind of had a life and they wanted to come out. So don't even have to shuffle. So we have Ginseng with Magician, and Magician is a card about manifestation, so yes. And then Tulsi with Wealth. So, okay. I mean, it's very literal right now. Like, you are manifesting wealth. Do your chores. Do your chores. I can relate to this. I have an easy time tapping into the vision of what I want to create. I have an easy time tapping into the energy of what it would feel like to be wealthy, or the energy of what it would feel like to be in my desired reality. But the day-to-day tasks and the implementation and the patience that it takes and the faith that it takes to continue to do work without seeing results, or with seeing very little results, is the thing that I have a hard time with. And that's the energy that's coming through. It's that bringing the heavens down to the earth. I mean, even with the way this woman is sprinkling the stardust into this fountain, it feels like she's creating something. She's intending something. It's coming out of her crown, and it feels like. And then with the peacock symbolizing, like, the peacock has this air of like showing off. I think there's something here about, actually, I'm kind of getting a message about how soon you will see the physical show of all of the work you put in. So this feels imminent. This feels, I mean, with wealth being here, this feels, I think you're closer to the abundance you're manifesting than you think. There's a feeling here of the type of abundance you're manifesting. The type of wealth that you're meant for is wealth of the soul that is reflected in the material world. So what this means is whatever material reality you're existing within, you are meant to feel fully aligned at the depths of who you are to what you're experiencing. While life on earth, we're not here to live a perfect life. You are someone who is forging a path that is creating a reality, that creating these circumstances for you to feel most yourself, feel most safe, feel most aligned, feel most in control, and in a powerful position of creation over your own life. You are someone who's meant to have it all. You're meant to align to your heart's desires, your heart's calling. You're meant to feel like you're somewhere you belong. You're meant to feel loved and seen and held by your community. You're meant to feel as if your life is your own. And because of this, the deeper callings of your soul are able to come to fruition. Many people seek for maintenance. Many people just seek to make sure their basic needs are met and make sure that they have time to experience joy. And, many people make concessions in order to experience security. And while you may have had to do that along the way, because don't we all, living on earth, we all have to make concessions at one point or another, you never gave up on your mission. You never gave up on your North Star. And you never gave up on the hope that you one day will, or are soon, or are now, like you get to experience the life. And by saying the life of your dreams, it sounds almost like out of this world. It's more like your envisioned life, like the life you envisioned for yourself and the life you walk towards. It's inevitable that you will create it because you are on the day-to-day creating it. That's how creation works. That's how manifestation works. If you hold the vision and you take the steps, eventually you're going to find yourself in the new reality. And you're going to feel, once you're there, as if you've quantum leaped. But it's just the inevitable, it's natural law that it become reality because you made it happen through your choices and your intention and your vision. And all of the support that was surrounding you the whole way there is a part of that vision too. And they're a part of that dream too. So you are meant to have it all, whatever that means for you. I'm going to pull a couple cards from the Sacred Destiny Oracle. If there are questions that you have along this journey, when things don't come to fruition the way you'd hoped, or you have to make concessions where you didn't think you would, or you start to question whether or not you can have the whole vision, or you start to question the vision itself, and maybe the divine doesn't want this for me. Maybe this isn't 100% what's for me. Maybe I'm asking too much. There's a message here to... Something has to be done about this. Something has to be done about this doubting or this feeling unworthy or whatever it is. It could be different for everyone, but that's kind of the messaging of like, maybe I need to make concessions. Maybe I need to lower my bar kind of thing. So how can there's a feeling of how can we shift this energy? And because it's coming from somewhere. I think it's like when we've worked for something over time and time again, things don't unfold the way you hoped they would, or as soon as you'd hoped they would. You start to, it corrodes your hope a little bit. It corrodes your faith a little bit. And because it's like you're taking that as proof. You're taking those as like evidence of what you do or don't get to have. And I think we're looking to the wrong type of evidence. I think we're meant to ignore that quote unquote evidence, because things do just take time. And we're actually meant to look for evidence that things are changing. And we're supposed to take that evidence seriously, even if it's not exactly what we thought it would be. But there are small changes that have happened. That's the feeling. Like there are things that have changed for the better and that are more akin to the dream and the vision. Maybe they're not 100% quite there yet, but it's more aligned. You're more aligned than you were. And like look for those little clues and that evidence and subscribe to those, because those are the truth. Those are what's real. Not the like, oh, this big dream hasn't come true yet. Like the big thing isn't here yet. So maybe I'm just not meant to. Like that's just doubt. That's just the ego, you know, just trying to keep you safe and not let you get your hopes up or get disappointed. But just thank that voice and just say, thank you, but I know what I'm doing and I know where I'm going and I know what I'm building and I know what I'm creating and I know what the divine has, what vision the divine has blessed me with, and I'm on board with it and the divine's on board with it. So I'm believing into that 100%, no matter what voices around me tell me that it might not be possible. Okay, so your first sacred destiny card is inner peace. Okay, that's a message there. When you're like pondering or trying to find the evidence of things coming true, whatever brings you a sense of inner peace, whatever brings you like a breath, like, oh yeah, like that's the truth. That's what feels right in my soul. That's what feels aligned. Even if it's some crazy high vision or dream that you're wanting to align to. It's the thing that makes you feel the most you. The most free, the most aligned, and the most peaceful. So continue to align to those frequencies and believe in them. And just let that voice, just again, thank that voice that tells you it might not be able to happen for you. And just move along. The next, you got relaxation. You got inner peace and relaxation. Okay. I feel like you're also being called into stillness. This woman is on a hammock reading a book. And so I think this peace and this realignment with your vision is going to come from like taking a break, like taking a vacation or taking a day trip to yourself. Doing something that brings you peace, that brings you joy, just for the sake of peace and joy. Not a productive situation. It's just, I'm doing this because I love doing this. So plan something like that, even if it's a small thing, and just be free in that. And there's a feeling that that energy itself will align you to the vision and will help you to detach from any fear-based energy or any doubtful energy or anything from the external world that's kind of creeping in on your vision. Yeah. Okay. All right. I'm going to pull some cards from the Star Maiden Tarot and let's see what we have. All right, the fabric of your destiny. Tap into the truest essence of who you're here to be and what you're here to do. The Lupines kind of speaking to me right now, and if you would like a message from a Lupine, I do have a channeled message from a Lupine video here on YouTube. Maybe some of you feel called to go listen to that. That might be something that's meant for you. Okay, so we have the Queen of Swords. Yeah, I think there is some encroaching from the external world on your manifestation and on your dream, on your vision, because Queen of Swords is about cutting cords, about boundaries, about there is a knowing of who she is, a power it is kind of like there's like a very strong intention. Like, I know who I am. I know what I'm creating. I know what I get to have. And I'm not taking no for an answer. And I'm not letting anything get in my way. That's the feeling. Knight of Swords. Knight of Wands. Ooh. This might be your action taking, like chop wood, carry water situation. Ooh, Nine of Pentacles. That is literally like with this Tulsi wealth card, such a confirmation, because the Nine of Pentacles is a card of individualized luxury and wealth. Like what luxury and wealth means to you, what true sovereignty and true sovereignty in your creation of your life, and how you get to live your life, and what you get to build, and what you get to purchase, and how your home gets to be. Like everything's exactly tailored to you and your unique essence. That is the Nine of Pentacles. Very earthy, very sensual, and just connected. You also have the Three of Swords, Seven of Cups, Six of Swords, and lastly we have the Five of Cups. Okay, so what are we touching on here? Well, the Three of Swords is the card that is speaking to me the most in this moment. And the heart in the cup and the Seven of Cups, there's a anatomical heart in this cup. I mean, that's what I think it is. Yeah. That was popping out to me as well. With the Three of Swords and the Seven of Cups, the first energy that was coming through was an energy of being an option. So like with the one heart popping out at me in the cup, and then all of these other cups with just different items in them, that was the energy. It was like, oh, I'm just an option in the midst of a sea of other people. Like, and it's like wanting to be chosen. Like there's something there. If this is a part of your vision, manifesting love, manifesting a partnership, this could be a wounding that has been something you've experienced in the past, and for some reason it's coming through to be spoken about. With the Five of Cups being over here, and there's a man, and I mean, if you look at the imagery here, the man almost looks like he's apologizing. He's holding up one cup. The Five of Cups is typically about disappointment and sorrow, and it can be like a I'm sorry kind of card, and there is a sorry energy here, and it's almost there's almost a feeling, and take it how it resonates. It could be coming from a person, but also like the universe, the divine. That's the energy. It's like, I'm so sorry you've had to go through what you went through. But your vision is still true, and you still are so worthy of a love that stays, a love that chooses you, a love that honors you, a true love. You're still worthy, and that part of your vision is still true. Like I'm hearing, like it may seem hopeless at times, or it may seem like it's not meant for you, but it is. And as I said in the beginning of this, you are meant to have it all, whatever that means for you. What does all mean for you? You're meant to have it. So figure out the all, journal it out, or just meditate on it, or think about it, and question those voices that tell you that you might not get to have it, or you don't get to have it. You do. You get to have it all. Yeah. And like the Six of Swords, I think all of this over here is representing moving on from a mindset of like surrender to hopelessness. We're moving away from experiencing life in disappointment, experiencing life in sadness, in things not working out the way you'd hoped, or pain or suffering, whatever it may be. Like we're moving on from, it feels very mental, like I'm moving away from this mentality, and I'm feeling, moving forward, I'm only feeling hopeful. I'm only feeling optimistic. I'm present in my life. And even if the big things aren't here yet, I'm okay, and I'm grounded, and I'm connected, and I feel content, and I know I'm safe. You know, it's that. So, I almost want to pull a couple clarifying cards for that energy from the Starseeker Tarot. Or it's almost two with this Seven of Cups and the heart being in the center and all these other, like, because there's like a snake and a dragon and just all, and like a mask and all these kind of things surrounding the heart. And it just feels like it's clutter, and the heart, like your heart hasn't really had the space to truly expand into the love you're meant to experience, into the positive emotions you're meant to experience, because you've been surrounded by and burdened by all of these like external circumstances or relationships or heart pain or like whatever things that didn't like whatever didn't work out, or whatever was overwhelming you, or whatever responsibilities you had, or whatever it may be, like that encroached on your heart being able to open and feel free and expand. Those are being removed, and we're moving with the Six of Swords. Six of Swords literally is moving from, you know, those rocky waters into those calm waters, and that's exactly where you're moving. And I almost feel like this Five of Cups guy who's like surrendering and like, you know, bowing down and giving the cup. It's almost like you are moving towards a love that like bows to you, that bows to your goodness and chooses you and surrenders to the love between you. And so it like there's this beautiful, and like that sorry could be coming from that person as well. It's like, I'm so sorry you've had to experience what you experienced in the past, and you weren't honored the way you should be. No longer. Now I am here to honor you the way you should be honored. Okay, and let's see. Okay. Okay, so we have this Strength card. I'm just going to leave, I think that's the only one that wants to be pulled right there. The Strength card is about, strength, of course. That inner strength, resilience, resolve. There is a softness to the Strength card. There's a tenderness, and it feels as though everything you've gone through to get to where you're going, and like once you're there, or maybe you're there now and that's where you're landing, everything feels worth it. Like you've learned so much about yourself, and you've collected all the pieces of yourself that you needed to get yourself to this place where things are balanced, where things make sense, where you're with the right person or people, and you're in the right environment, and you're living in the vision that you saw all along. And once you're there, it's like you're on this entirely new plateau that can never be broken down. It's solid ground, and your new solid ground is steadiness and peace and companionship and love and support and freedom and knowing who you are and feeling aligned in that, and your world reflecting that. Okay, now we're coming over here. So over here, it feels like if I were to guess where you're at on the journey, it is in that soul creation, that life creation, because we do have the do your chores as the overarching theme. So you're still working, you're still putting in the work, you're still making things happen. And then over here, we have the Knight of Wands and the Knight of Swords. There might be some division energy here just because the Knight of Wands is facing this way, Knight of Swords is facing that way. So Wands are passion, fire energy, swords are mental, air element. So it could be like your heart and your passions and your intellectual or your logical mind might be a little at odds. I almost want to pull a card to get, like, how do we, It's like you're on the right track. It's interesting too, because we have the Nine of Pentacles facing this woman facing this way, and then the Queen of Swords facing this way. And they all have their arms up. Like, the only one that doesn't have a weapon is the Nine of Pentacles, but it's kind of interesting. Let me get one card just to see what is going on between the Knight of Swords and the Knight of Wands, that division between passion and logic. All right. Okay. We have the Eight of Swords. Eight of Swords is about entrapment, feeling stuck. But the Eight of Swords inherently, there's a message that always goes along with it, that you've had the key all along. You've always had the ability to get unstuck and to remove, like this card in particular, there's like a hand coming from the divine that's lifted up a sword from the gate she's in and is trying to show her, like, look, you're free. You've always been free. Like, I've always been here to help you with this. But she's blindfolded and she can't see it. There's an integration between the heart and the mind that wants to take place within you. There's an overthinking energy with all of the swords energy that came up. I can see that. But yeah, there's like an overthinking. There's a feeling that if you were just to ride the wave of what excites you and what brings passion to you, and to just give yourself permission to ride that wave. What lights you up, what sparks like inspiration in you. Like, there's a feeling, there's a message here saying, allow yourself to go there. Be excited about what you're doing again. Like, let yourself be excited. And again, that feeling of, with this relaxation card and that message to go out and just do something for the sake of doing it, that's really strong. I think that's really important. And I think once that fire gets lit and once a little spark comes through again, it will soon grow and spread, and it will soon be a more stable part of your life, like living in the flow of inspiration and passion. And I think that's something you're missing, that heart-centeredness, that place of excitement and creativity and flow. Yeah, logic is having too much of a say in how you're moving forward in your life. You're overthinking things. And I think we need to balance that out with a little bit more feminine energy. So yes, continue to chop wood, carry water, but definitely you need those rests and you need those breaks where it's just pure nothingness. It's pure whatever brings you joy. And just don't sleep on those. So, all right. I think this is your reading, group number 1. I don't know. I feel like I need another oracle deck, like a final message. I'm going to get another deck and have a final message for you. Let's see. All right. I grabbed the Journey of Love deck, and let's see what you got. Okay. So your card is number 59 with the Temple. Beautiful. Lots of color. Kind of like... I like that it is a mix of that fire and air element, like with the oranges and the reds and the blue. It almost looks like this council, because you can kind of see the clouds turning into beings, and then there are like a bunch of beings in the background. And it almost is giving a vibe of like asking for permission to move forward. And all I can keep hearing, like same with that Eight of Swords card, is you've always had the key. You've always had the key. You've never needed permission. So I don't know who needs to hear that, but I'm going to read a little bit from the guidebook as well. Okay, 59, the temple. The lover and the beloved meet in sacred space. They take respite from cares of the world, entering into sanctuary where only they exist. You are in need of this. Meditation, making love, connection and dance, intimacy, and surrender into the moment. Your body and soul need to enter into the temple and participate in sacred ceremony. Choose to gift this to yourself. Set aside time. Turn off the computer and mobile telephone. Turn on music and set the lighting. Be in the present moment. Do you remember your body? Yes, here it is. Can you be in its temple with presence and delight? This oracle brings guidance to take time out to smell the flowers, savor the pleasures of life, and renew your connection to the inner lover. Your sensuality wants to come out and play. You are encouraged to explore scent, touch, taste, and feeling. You're encouraged to play with color. What moves you? What brings you into connection with yourself in this moment again? It is the wholeness of divine self-connection in sacred space that will best nourish you now. That's just an insane confirmation of that final message I already said. That's funny. So love should be given as it is received. On this day, I grant you the love of 1,000 mountain streams and the pleasure of 100 bleats from a newborn baby fawn. For I too cry for love, and like the fawn, I cry with the hunger of being alive. And on this day, I cry for the happiness of giving and the warmth of receiving and the softness of your gentle touch. It is moments like these when I smile for the someone who will always care. Oh, I love that. This perfectly encompassed the reading, I think, in a much more poetic way, of course, than the way I said that. But all right, group number 1, thank you so much for being here. I am honored by your presence. All right, my lovely human. If you'd like to be supported by me more deeply through powerful energy healing transmissions that serve as monthly anchor points to keep you grounded and aligned to your most fulfilling and abundant path, along with access to a growing collection of exclusive soulful pick-a-flower readings, I'd be honored to have you in the sacred space of my Little Flower Patreon community. My intention is for this space to be a spiritual lifeline to healing, clarity, and soul alignment. A sacred container that leaves you feeling free and safe to unfold into your most authentic and abundant nature. I've made this accessible at just $8 per month, intentionally so as the number 8 symbolizes abundance, balance, and unity. If you feel called, feel free to like, comment, or subscribe to the Little Flower YouTube channel, as all of these exchanges help not only for my channel growth, but for me to feel connected to the fabric of the community who finds their way into the energetic space I've created. Feel free to browse my single infinite prayer energy healing transmissions, check out my adorable merch featuring my bee and flowers logo and the phrase, "Hello, lovely human," and leave me a tip, or in other words, buy me a coffee if you feel called to. I sometimes offer personal readings, so be on the lookout for open slots for those as well. Everything you'll need is listed in the description box below. Last but not least, I have another YouTube channel called Soul Hearken, which is my heart and soul in video form. If you feel called to it, I'd be honored to have you over there as well. With so much gratitude, I send you prayers of happiness, peace, health, and wealth. You are honored and loved. Hello, lovely human. Welcome to The Little Flower. My name is Krista, and I use the presence and essence of flowers along with the tarot to deliver messages to help you align to your most authentic and abundant nature and path. So, before we get started, I would love it if you'd like this video, subscribe to my channel, and of course, if you feel called at any point, leave a comment down below if things are resonating. So for today's reading, the theme is the fabric of your destiny. Tap into the truest essence of who you're here to be and what you're here to do. So you chose the white and yellow iris, and the white and yellow iris symbolizes new life, hope, joy, and friendship. So I kept using, the app I use is called Picture This to designate what the flowers are, and it kept saying bearded iris, and maybe these just aren't fully developed yet, but I think the bearded ones have the little fuzzies, and this one doesn't have the fuzzies. But these are growing all over the place right now, where I'm from, or where I'm not where I'm from, but where I am right now in New Brunswick. And they're so pretty. They look to be growing a lot around like watery areas. So I don't know, there's just a feeling of, like with the water element, there's a feeling of emotional resilience coming through, emotional power, like power of the heart. I don't really 100% know what that means. I mean, it's a feeling of like being able to be with the world, like be in the world and confront what is, kind of like the pain of the world in a way. There's like a feeling of being able to be with it and to withstand it and to be purposeful in that and to want to make a difference in that. So take that as it resonates. I'm going to go ahead and just set your flower right up here and we will get into your reading. I pulled an overarching theme card from the, it's called the Children's Spirit Animal Oracle. So these are actually made for children, but I think they're adorable. So I went ahead and I'm going to use them. So your card is the butterfly. Awesome. Get ready for big changes. Okay. And then there's a caterpillar here too. So yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I like that there are some lilacs up here. We've got our lilacs present today. I love that the sun is shining through the clouds here. This is really beautiful. I'm feeling, this is really exciting. There's a feeling of optimism and hope here, of kind of like clouds parting and sun coming out and a new horizon. Something beautiful is on the horizon for you. And just get ready. That's what the card says. Get ready for it because it's happening. I'm going to pull a couple cards from the herbal astrology and see what else comes through. What are these big changes? I'm also getting the feeling, like with the theme being the fabric of your destiny, that change could be something you go through often in your life, you know, like transformations, you becoming a new person. So I hope this is well received, but it does feel as if there's a whole new experience of life that is ahead of you. So if it's not your external situation changing, it's the way you're experiencing life as it is. But it could also very well be your external reality changing as well, or like moving homes, but it feels very beautiful, optimistic. It feels like something you've wanted, something you're choosing into, something that's a huge blessing for you, something that's going to bring a sense of freedom and lightness and effervescence. It's going to lift weights off of you. That's the vibe. Oh, these cards are messy. Okay. Gosh, they really don't want to. I'm feeling like Wheel of Fortune vibes. It's like the tides are turning and it's almost like it's making me think of like gambling. Like what you're going to get, like what's going to come through. Like it's like a risk-taking energy. Okay, number 31, cannabis with detachment. Okay, there really seems to be like a wild card energy coming through that's like a message telling you to let go of the outcome, to let go of what you think is possible, or let go of what you think is going to happen, and trust the ride you're on, and trust that you're meant to experience something amazing, and that surprises are a big part of your life. So allow surprises in, allow something to turn out way different from what you expected, but way better than what you expected. So yeah, detachment, letting go, trusting, releasing. Saturn's on the card too. So I think Saturn and Neptune are the planets for this card. Number 31 could be a number that's significant to some of you out there, or confirmation. With Saturn being here, Saturn's more of a disciplined energy, a more structured, kind of like fit into this box kind of energy. At least that's what I've always kind of thought. And this card's, it's telling you to get out of your box, get out of what you think that is supposed to happen. drop all expectations, because life is about to get really good and you wouldn't want to miss it by like looking for something else or thinking it's supposed to be something else. Okay. And then we have number 7 with Pau d'Arco. Metamorphosis. You've got to be kidding me. This is insane. Wow. Huge change. I mean, that's seriously insane that metamorphosis and get ready for big changes with a butterfly is here. And then I like that this woman on the card, she's like ripped her mask off. She's taken her mask off. So like whatever this change is, it's an embodiment, a deeper embodiment of who you truly are. So the change is more so shedding of the skin, shedding of the layers, shedding of what's not you, shedding of what's expired, you know, what's served its purpose. And yeah, okay, interesting. Put a little flower over the nipples there. Just in case. Apparently YouTube isn't fond of that. So, okay. I'm going to pull a couple cards from the Sacred Destiny. You are safe to go on this ride. You are safe to dive into something new. You're safe to let go. You're safe to take risks. You're safe to try something new. You're safe. That's the main message here, right off the bat. It's a feeling of I am safe and I'm going to take this leap of faith, knowing that wherever I land is going to be more authentic to me than anywhere I've ever been before. Okay, so we have community and simplicity. Okay, so the energy I'm getting is going from a space of like a lot of feeling like a lot of static, a lot of discomfort, a lot of like the world kind of like feeling tight around you, like being in a cocoon. Like you gradually, the cocoon gets tighter and tighter and tighter, and you get bigger and bigger and bigger, and you can't fit in it. And it's like this growing discomfort with the box you're in. And then when you finally land in that new reality, or when you finally break out of that cocoon, like with this simplicity and this feather card, and the butterfly, wow, more butterflies. That's amazing. These butterflies, and it's being with its community and the rainbow. There is this feeling of landing somewhere that allows you to be all of who you are in your truest essence, and you feel deeply safe to unfold there. You feel like you can expand there. You feel like you belong there. You feel like yeah, you just feel like you can reach, that sounds so corny, that's what came through, like you can reach the stars. Like it's like you're surrounded by other people who are like reaching for the stars too, you know, like reaching for their highest ideals. And I think something that came through immediately when I first started the reading, wasn't it something about, oh yeah, it was a power of the heart, and it was confronting the world's problems and being able, like feeling like you have the power to do that, and you have the centeredness to do that. And I do kind of feel like there's a purpose here wherever you're going. Like there's a mission, there's something that drives you and drives a community of people. And it's like a feeling of I'm making a difference, and I'm passionate about this, and I'm allowing myself to be taken on a ride by this, and I'm okay with wherever I land, because I know I'm exactly where I'm meant to be, and I know what I'm working towards and working for. I'm working for humanity. I'm working for the earth. I'm working to make things better. Okay, so I'm gonna pull some tarot cards from the Star Maiden Tarot. And see what else comes through. This energy is really lovely. It feels really light, airy, and beautiful, and it feels, yeah, free, like just free. And I think this is what you're walking into. Okay, so we have these three came out together, so I'm going to assume that they go together. but I feel like they want to go over here. So we've got the Ace of Pentacles, the Five of Cups, and the Page of Wands. Okay, I'm going to keep in mind that those three are a little group and pull a few more. We've got the Hierophant, Seven of Wands, Nine of Pentacles, the Hermit, and the Five of Swords. There are, man, like a million cards want to come out. I'm going to put these up here, and we're going to get to those in a little bit. But for now, I want to read these. Don't want to be too overwhelmed. There's just a lot going on. Like, I feel like there's a lot of color in you're meant to experience in your life. A lot of different characters and people. A lot of different energies. You're meant to explore and, I don't know, yeah, like just be on an adventure. Like your life's meant to be an adventure. So it feels colorful and fun. It feels light and free, but it also feels purposeful and grounded. Okay, so since these three guys came out together, we're gonna start there. The Page of Wands, she's lifting up her wand and there are flowers growing all around it. And it looks as if she's lifting up towards this card, the community card with the rainbows and the butterflies. It's almost like she's offering her wand to the group. She's offering what she has, her inspiration, her light, her vision to the group. And there's a feeling of surrendering to something bigger than herself. And it feels like I have my vision, but I know that my vision is nothing without the others, without the vision of the rest, if you will. Like, whatever that means to you, it feels like a joining of a community of souls who are working towards something greater and wanting to make a positive difference. But however that energy shows up for you or feels for you right now, that's however it's resonating, that's up to you. So the Five of Cups came out in group number 1, but I'm feeling a different interpretation here from how I interpreted it there. There's a reinterpretation of what security means to you happening. I'm feeling with the 4, like number 4 represents security, and with the 4 cups being behind him, and him, with that 5th cup, and 5 represents change. There's just this surrender to this change that is happening for you, and a recognition that what brought you security doesn't bring you security anymore. It would only hold you back. So what was once useful and what was something that you needed to feel secure for the journey you were on before no longer applies. And so there is a feeling of leaving behind people, places, and things, or coping mechanisms, mindsets, ways of being that just aren't serving you. It's just not you anymore. Again, there's a huge shedding happening. And weirdly, with the Ace of Pentacles, I'm kind of reading it as if it were in reverse. The way there's one silhouette of one person here with an arm reaching and holding the one pentacle and the mountains, it almost feels like this is, and the Hermit's here too. That confirms where I was going, but there's a feeling of reaching, like doing all that you can for yourself and with yourself and as yourself as a sovereign being, and recognizing that what you've created individually is really beautiful, but now it's time to give it up and surrender it and becomes part of this bigger thing that you've always meant to become, like you've always have been meant to become part of. And it's with more souls. And so your part of the puzzle is only one part of the puzzle. This could be a big change because we have the Nine of Pentacles here, and that is someone who's very independent and very sovereign and kind of works on her own. And this could be a big change for you, like being in a group and making concessions for the greater good in a way, or like, but it doesn't feel like that. It doesn't feel like that. It feels like once you're in it, you feel like you're more yourself than you could have ever been on your own. So at first it may feel like you're losing a part of yourself, but what you're gaining by joining forces with this greater whole is so much more of who you truly are than if you were to cling and hold on to your one pentacle. As beautiful and as expansive and lovely as that one pentacle is, you're meant to invest it and trust in where you're investing it, and you will be guided in where to invest it and who to invest it with. And there's no losing here at all. It just might be like a painful mourning process at first, but that's okay. That's normal. That's part of life. Again, it feels like change and metamorphosis is a part of your life's journey. So, yeah, I think it just wanted to kind of touch on that. Yeah, this is nice. The Five of Swords. These cards kind of are having like reverse interpretations for me. So this would almost be like the reversal, I guess, like putting your swords down. But you see these two people. Oh my God, I'm kind of obsessed. Think about it. Look at this. The Hermit here, and she is walking forward alone in, with her little star, which is still incredibly beautiful, like soul searching. And then like once you're through that conflict of like letting go of that part of yourself that, that held on to your sense of individuality and sovereignty, which you're not going to lose that or anything. But I think you know what I mean, like that mourning process of having to kind of let go of some of your, I don't know, there are a few things, like it could be ways of being that made you feel secure. It could be habits and little pleasures that you do, like things that you would always do on your own that now kind of start to lose meaning for you. And it's like a recognition, like I have to move forward, and it has to be in this new energy of being connected to the whole, like being more in a sense of oneness with all. And again, it's so beautiful. There's still the one, I kind of love that too. Like there's one lantern still, and there's the two people walking off together. You've put down your swords, you've let go of the conflict. The earth is taking over that conflict, and it will just become compost. And this vision is still your vision. It's just you both share it, and it's just that more enriched now that there's two, now that it's multiplying, and the people who are connected to that vision, it's more empowered. It's more bright. I mean, look at the light coming off of this lantern as opposed to this lantern. Like the more people who gather around this vision and this mission, the more power it holds. And that's the message here. Like you joining forces with others. That's super powerful and interesting. I love that. Super cool. Okay, so over here we have the Hierophant and the Seven of Wands. Seven of Wands is about defending your territory, defending your stance. The Hierophant it can go a couple different ways, like a submission to ancient wisdom. Like I'm thinking for some reason, like the word wisdom keepers is coming through. There might be a phase in your life where you seek guidance from wisdom keepers. That's the wording that's coming through. People who have devoted their lives to the ancient like secrets, the ancient books, the wisdom of God that's interpreted itself through so many different lenses. So you could go, like for instance, you could take courses, or you could go to like trainings on whatever it is that is relevant to your mission. So this could be spiritual leadership that you're seeking, but it also could be schooling. It could be like, say you want to become like a doula. And this is a uterus up here, so that's interesting. Maybe some of you do want to become a doula or a midwife, birth or death, and you would have to go through some sort of schooling for that. You'd have to go through some sort of training. So I think seeking higher knowledge and higher wisdom is going to be a strong part of your life. I think there's going to come a point where you might have to face up against powers that be that haven't yet recognized the wisdom, the power, the way of being that's still rooted in knowledge, that's still rooted in like true training. So for instance, I'm thinking like examples might be like of clashes. It feels like a clash of like what you want to do in the world might clash with like the way things are done in the world. So like for instance, just as a general example, it would be like holistic medicine versus Western medicine, and how Western medicine, clashes with that because they're basically, a business that's just trying to make money off people, and they don't actually, mostly for the most part, like just overarchingly and the way it's ran anyway. I'm not saying everybody in the medical industry feels this way, but it's a business, and it's like pill pushing. So like for instance, if a holistic healthcare person was treating people and successfully and I don't know, just not being taken care of, even though they're the ones that have the proof on their side. Like they have like the metrics of like, this is how many people I've cured from this by using these natural means, or like by mixing the two. And it's like a feeling of clashing with like, you have the knowledge, you have the training, you have everything you need, you're fully qualified, but like clashing with like the bigger picture, and clashing with the powers that be and the way things always have been kind of thing. So that might be a part of your journey, having to stand your ground, having to express your truth, and having to deal with these kind of like naysayer energies. But again, you can do it, that initial message of that power of the heart, like you can confront the world's problems, you can do it. And you have so many, like this community, this higher vision of multiple people on your side. You're so supported in all of it. So don't ever hold yourself back from doing something you want if the problem feels too big, because you're meant to confront it. You just are. Okay. So I'm going to pull these 3 cards that had, were kind of like speaking to me earlier. And we have 2, 3, and 4. Wow. Actually, wow. These are 3 major arcanas. And you've got 2, 3, and 4, the High Priestess, the Empress, and the Emperor. Okay. What are these trying to say to me? To you? The High Priestess is speaking first. You are so widely capable of doing anything your soul calls you to do. Do not limit yourself. Follow these breadcrumbs where they may lead. The journey ahead is unknown, and that's a good thing. You are going to make powerful change on this planet. You are a part of something bigger than yourself, and just know that you will always be safe and connected and loved and honored and cherished throughout whatever it is you decide to do. Keep following your dreams, keep following those breadcrumbs, and one day the tapestry that will have been woven when you look back at everything you've done will blow your mind, and you'll realize it couldn't have been any other way. That's what the High Priestess was saying to you. The Empress is saying, take care of your body, take care of your soul, root into the now, do the best you can to stay present with what is. Do the best you can every day to ground yourself and be with what is. We need more people on this planet who are here, who are present, who can witness both the beauty and the pain and stand in stillness and presence and power and respond with love. All right, and the Emperor. So you just got 3 messages here from 3 different beings, which is super cool. The Emperor is saying, don't be afraid to make an impact. Don't be afraid to use your voice. Don't be afraid to plant your stake. Don't be afraid to claim your space. Don't be afraid to make your mark on this planet. That's what the Emperor is saying. Okay. All right. I'm going to pull one last final message from the Journey of Love cards, and that will be your reading group number 2. I don't know why I felt like saying this too. The iris is speaking to me a little. I did this guided meditation. Well, it's funny. I wrote the meditation and then I recorded the meditation and then I listened to it and literally just for myself. My friend did it too. And it was this totem meditation, and it was like, you find your spirit totem, like you find your totem within the meditation. And my totem was the iris. And that meditation that I made has something to do with this long-term goal that, oh my goodness, I've been holding on to it for so long and I haven't put it out there yet. But I have this inner child guided healing mechanism. It's like a 4-part series that I've been working on forever, and it's pretty much done. I just need to put it out there. And anyway, that was a part of that. And I think there's something there. It's like nothing's a wash. Like one day I will put that out there when the time is right. And it feels like every single little thing you've done to get you to where you are right now has been worth it and has been purposeful and has... Sorry, I'm looking up at the camera and being really OCD about the crookedness of the cards. Okay, anyway, every little thing you've done in this life, even if it is just straightening up the cards, like something as minuscule as that, is leading you to your most powerful state of being and purpose on this planet. And if there's anything that you thought you wanted to do that you never got to do, it's not too late. And if you're meant to do it, there will be another chance. That's a little message that came through with the iris. And then your card is, whoa, number 65, the breaking. That's cool. I'm going to read from the guidebook. But yeah, with the breaking, it does feel like this detachment card, like breaking away from the boxes you've been put in or that you've put yourself in. You're totally breaking away or breaking free. Okay, so number 65. Okay, the breaking. You are breaking apart. You might not understand it at all. There's not so much to be understood, but the simplicity. Ooh, simplicity. We had that simplicity card. Doesn't mean it is easy to endure. You may worry that you are going too far, that you may not recover or ever come back together again. But what can you do? Can you hold back from the divine love that calls you, that lures you to becoming all that you are, to remembering your divine nature? Well, you could try, but for what purpose? Temporary rest. Wait, temporary rest before the storm at best. So take the rest if you need it, then dive into the storm. Let yourself be brokenhearted by the divine so that you can become your truth, become all that you are meant to be. It is better to have the heart broken so that it grows than to be brokenhearted by thinking you must protect yourself from love. This oracle brings compassionate guidance that no matter what sadness or anger, despair or frustration you may feel, you're being pulled apart not by dark forces, but by the loving embrace of the divine, as it strips you of that which would keep you from your divine realization. Let go and break. It is going to be the making of you. Oh, wow. Love. Love is a special closeness that sings from the heart, that warms my days and nights, that feels good, that makes me smile, that makes me glad to be alive. Alrighty. I loved that message. That was beautiful. Thank you so much, group number 2. This was your message. I am honored by your presence. All right, my lovely human. If you'd like to be supported by me more deeply through powerful energy healing transmissions that serve as monthly anchor points to keep you grounded and aligned to your most fulfilling and abundant path, along with access to a growing collection of exclusive soulful pick a flower readings, I'd be honored to have you in the sacred space of my Little Flower Patreon community. My intention is for this space to be a spiritual lifeline to healing, clarity, and soul alignment. A sacred container that leaves you feeling free and safe to unfold into your most authentic and abundant nature. I've made this accessible at just $8 per month, intentionally so as the number 8 symbolizes abundance, balance, and unity. If you feel called, feel free to like, comment, or subscribe to the Little Flower YouTube channel, as all of these exchanges help not only for my channel growth, but for me to feel connected to the fabric of the community who finds their way into the energetic space I've created. Feel free to browse my single infinite prayer energy healing transmissions, check out my adorable merch featuring my bee and flowers logo and the phrase, "Hello, lovely human," and leave me a tip, or in other words, buy me a coffee if you feel called to. I sometimes offer personal readings, so be on the lookout for open slots for those as well. Everything you'll need is listed in the description box below. Last but not least, I have another YouTube channel called Soul Hearken, which is my heart and soul in video form. If you feel called to it, I'd be honored to have you over there as well. With so much gratitude, I send you prayers of happiness, peace, health, and wealth. You are honored and loved. Hello, lovely human. Welcome to The Little Flower. My name is Krista, and I use the presence and essence of flowers along with the tarot to deliver messages to help you align to your most authentic and abundant nature and path. So before we get started, I'd love it if you'd like this video, subscribe to my channel, and if you feel called at any point during the reading, go ahead and leave a comment down below. So the theme of today's reading is the fabric of your destiny. Tap into the truest essence of who you're here to be and what you're here to do. So we're just going to get right into it. You chose the Oxeye Daisy, and the Oxeye Daisy symbolizes, it's also called the Dog Daisy or the Moon Daisy, which I thought was interesting because on the moon card in tarot there is a dog. And then it was once part of a romantic Victorian superstition. Pluck a petal with closed eyes for a love prophecy, which, you know what? I'm gonna do that right now. Let's do it together, okay? I'm gonna close my eyes and pluck a petal, and then we're gonna get a love prophecy. Okay, I'm nervous. Okay. Got it. Okay, we'll set our petal here too. So what is our love prophecy? What did we get? I'm going to channel that now. 1 second. Okay, so I heard 2 words. I heard the word being, and then I heard the word fruitful. So this may be only for some of you, and that's okay. But if you are concerned about wanting to have children, like literal children, there is a beautiful sign here of fertility, of harmony, of love, and with the word being there too, it was this feeling of like to create, and this could be metaphorical too. So like the creation of something between two beings, like this love prophecy, is you're meant to create something really precious and beautiful with your partner, with your love, and birth something into the world that has a life of its own and couldn't have been created with that if it weren't for the two of you coming together. So whether that is a child, and if it is a child, this child is meant to do really beautiful things with their life, or these children are meant to do really beautiful things with their lives. But if it's something else, if it's like a creative project or a mission that you're following, that feels very fruitful as well. So whatever this is, you're meant to create something, birth something really beautiful with. Okay, that's your love prophecy. I am going to I did pull a card from the children's spirit animal cards, and you got the swan. You are beautiful just as you are. And the swan is definitely associated with partnership, with love, with like lifelong love. They are known to be monogamous, and why can't I think of the word? They partner for life. The dragonfly is here too, which is a symbol of transformation and the ability to like navigate life's challenges gracefully. So really beautiful. Love that. I'm going to pull a couple cards from the herbal astrology and see what else comes through. And for those of you who are seeking love, I love the message, you are beautiful just as you are. With this reading being about the fabric of your destiny, who you're meant to be, I think part of your destiny is truly, truly learning how to love every single part of you throughout every single part of your lifespan and your cycles of life, and recognize the beauty that you've held from birth and you'll hold until death. You know, the beauty in your physical form, the beauty in your soul, all of it, every step of the way. Like the beauty in the ugliness, even the beauty in the pain, the beauty in the darkness of all of it, everything, all of who you are. To find love for who you are. That's really, really coming through right now. So a couple cards again from here we go. Got it. Okay. So we have number 9, chamomile with inner peace. So group number 1 got a card from another deck that literally said inner peace. So if you're coming from group number 1, hello, welcome back. But if you feel called to group number 1, that could be a thing as well. Yes, chamomile. Number 9, inner peace. It's kind of cute that the chamomile flowers look like the flower you chose, the daisy you chose too. That's cool. We've got some deer on the card. I think the sun and the moon are the two celestial bodies associated with this card. So your sun and moon sign could be coming in pretty strongly here. For some reason, I'm feeling Virgo energy from this. Take that as it resonates, or if it is a confirmation for any of you. And then we also have the Shasandra, number 29 with grace. I have to cover up the nipples for these, which is perfect because I have these little like lilac petals I can just use. So, okay. Oh my God, you have a swan. You have another swan. Oh my God, I'm so stoked about this. And they're facing each other. So with the love prophecy we got and the swan, like this is an insanely good omen for love. We have number 29. Number 29 could be a significant age for you, or just a number that I just want to throw that out there. That's amazing. So for those of you who are looking for that partner, that love, this is such a positive, like I'm feeling like I heard the word imminent, such a positive sign, really beautiful, like that life partner energy, like they mate for life. Like that is the vibe. And like what you're meant to create together is so beautiful. And I love that this Shasandra card. So the woman she has 2 cups, and she's like tilting them together and mixing them. And it's of course reminding me of the Temperance card. Temperance is about alchemy and transformation and chemistry. So I think like, and this is really giving me vibes that like of a spirit guide or spirit guides or like mutual spirit guides that are bringing the two of you together. Like there's this really like the chemicals are being mixed up, like everything's being concocted for like just everything to come together purposefully, I guess that word wants to come through. It's purposeful, but perfectly and in the material. So it all feels like the right energies are just kind of flowing and everything's like, it's like you're being pushed or even pulled together. So, yeah. And again, I love the word eminent came through. So, another card actually wants to come through. Oh my God, this is insane. Number 11, Damiana with the beloved. And then look at this card. Come on. Yeah, this is something like, with this being like the fabric of your destiny, a partnership is really being highlighted here. There's a partnership that is like integral to your like purpose on this planet. So there's a really just like there's like an urgent feeling here, like a reminder that this is a part of your destiny and to stay open, stay free, and trust in where you're going. Love yourself deeply, like deeply love yourself. And that will help to attract this in even more quickly, even more powerfully. Like the more love you continue to deepen into within your own being, love for yourself, love for your body, love for your being, love for your face, love for every single cell, every hair on your body, like love for every part of you. That is what you're being called into, because this is what's going to attract this mate, this partner. And once you come together, like what you create together is going to be very powerful. And it in like this destined energy is really coming through, like this godly, this holy, this divine hand on it. Like this is something that's not just like fate. It's not just something that's like meant to happen. Like, oh, that was meant to happen. Everything's meant to be. Not like that. It's like this is purposefully and intentionally designed by something holy and true and powerful and good. And you're meant to be a part of that. So surrender to it. Believe in it. I'll put this over here. Okay. And then I'm going to pull a couple Sacred Destiny cards. I mean, the insane amount of confirmations just like in these cards and like with the flower already, like, come on, you can't explain that away. Like this is a really powerful message about partnership. Oh, that's cool. Oh, well, kind of. I like put weird association with numbers in my brain, but like we have 2 and 9, 29, and then we have 9, and then we have 11, which reduces to 2. So 2 and 9, I don't know, those two numbers could be, it could be like February 9th or September 2nd. I don't know. Just thought I'd mention that as well. Everything feels very aligned, very powerful. Yeah, there's just such a strong, potent message of do not forget the influence of God in your life. Do not forget the influence of the divine actually having like an intention with you and with your life and like orchestrating things on your behalf. Yeah, they're like, surrender to that. Do what you can to surrender to that and trust in that. And I have a feeling you do trust in it, but I think you need reminded of just how much this is true, like that the divine has their hand on your life and like there's a design to it all. And like you're meant to fall into that design. And it's once you just surrender to it, it feels effortless to flow into the path of it. The path of love and the path of beauty and harmony, inner peace and grace. Okay, we have wisdom and abundance. Awesome. We got some water and earth energy really strong throughout these. Yes, the tarot. Let's get into the tarot. So pulling cards from the Star Maiden Tarot. Let's see what you got. Okay. I'm in like such my own little world. I'm just pulling cards and not even, I kind of forgot for a second that I was actually doing a reading. That is so funny. I don't think that's ever happened to me. Wow. Okay. I'm going to keep that in mind because that was a weird energy. Like I was just like playing around in my own little world and it's like, oh yeah, I'm doing a reading. That could be something with this love that's coming, like you get lost and then you forget like, oh yeah, I'm supposed to be at work right now or something, you know, I don't know. Nine of Cups is a card of emotional fulfillment and wish fulfillment. So that's really beautiful. And I kind of, that's the message when you least expect it. When you least expect it, when you're off doing your thing, that is when this blessing of this partnership comes in, or it could be any blessing, but it's when you're in flow and when you're off just doing your own thing and you're living in your own little world. Like literally subconsciously, like out of nowhere, like boom, Nine of Cups, like wish fulfilled. And I'm just like living my life like, like, oh yeah, what, well, wait, things are happening. So yeah, that's interesting. Queen of Wands, lovely. Six of Wands, wow. Oh my God, this is wild. Nine of Wands, lots of fire energy. Five of Wands, what is happening? Seven of Pentacles, okay. 10 of Swords. And Three of Wands. Okay. The fire energy is insane. And I might not be talking about that love element, that partnership, that powerful partnership message that came throughout the whole reading, but obviously they are a powerful part of your purpose and your essence, and so they're informing this entire reading. It's like I don't even know where to begin. There's so much like passion, fire. This little Seven of Pentacles is standing out the most just because there's so much fire energy, and then there's just this little harmonious guy, and Seven of Pentacles is about reaping what you sow. And there's like a humble recognition. I feel like an overflow of blessings coming in, like out of the blue, or just like it, like seemingly out of the blue. That's the feeling. And this guy who's been tending his garden and who's been like tilling the land consistently, and like he's been manifesting these blessings over time, and then like all of a sudden there's this bountiful bountiful harvest, and he's in the middle of it, and he's like almost confused. Like he's like, I didn't know this is what I was creating. Like I didn't know it was this big. Like that's the feeling. It's like you're going to be in the middle of it and you're going to feel like humble in a way. You're going to be like, whoa, like I didn't know I was that powerful. Like I didn't know I had that much impact in the world around me. Like there's going to be that moment. So it's beautiful because it's this blessed moment of gratitude and fulfilled faith. Like it's like, wow, like I always knew these blessings would come in, and I always knew this is what I was creating and walking towards, but I didn't know the extent. I didn't know the extent of my ability to create this for myself, and to co-create. Really, it feels more of a co-creation because it really feels like, and like a reckoning. There is like a reckoning here. It's like a surrender to the beautiful, like the God that gave you all of this. But there's also this wisdom coming through that like you did this, you know, like God saying like, well, you created this, you tended the land, like you made this happen through your faith and through your action. So it's an interesting energy. You almost want to give all the credit to God, but God's like putting it back on you. Like, no, you need to take credit for some of this. Like you did most of the work. Like, obviously I created you and I created the earth and I created manifestation, but like you did it, like you made this happen. Like God's giving you that credit. That's so funny. Interesting. Okay. There is a lot of energy here. So it is interesting to interpret. Some of what you're manifesting could be being seen by more people. You're going to handle all this really well with grace. And you have everything you need to walk this path and receive these blessings and use them wisely. With the Queen of Wands and the Six of Wands, this is a very highly seen and recognized, uplifted and honored kind of energy. You're being witnessed for how beautiful and how amazing and how that you are and that your work is, what you've created. There's a huge appreciation from the world around you for what you've created. That might be one of the things that feels overwhelming because it's like all this fire energy, and then we have the Seven of Pentacles, this humble guy here, like, yeah, I built this, I created this. Again, it's just a feeling of like, there's almost like a feeling of, I hope I did the right thing because this is a lot. And it's like reckoning with the reality of what you've created in a way. Like, it's like, okay, this is my new reality. This is different. And it feels different to be in this new reality. It feels like you're being honored for what you've created, but now you are beholden in a way, or at least it feels this way at first. It's like I'm beholden to those around me. I'm beholden to, like, if you created a business, like I'm beholden to my patrons, like, or if you've created a work of art, like, okay, well, I did this, but like, and everybody's honoring it, but can I do it again? Can I live up to this first initial boom, like this first initial, like, praise that I'm getting for this? Can I live up to it and can I continue it? And so there just might be that little bit of contraction energy, but then it feels like you're being like launched, and then you're perfectly fine with the amount of attention or the amount of collective energy that's surrounding you from then on out. The Ten of Swords is like a painful ending. So like that's what it typically represents. But this guy looks almost peaceful in his ending. And I think this is representing a welcome ending of your old way of being, a releasing of clinging to past ways, an acceptance for what is now and what will be and what will only continue to grow and expand. We have the Three of Wands here. That's about expansion. I like that it's on the end because it feels like this Ten of Swords is an acceptance of an ending of your old life and you being on, like, at this new horizon, and you stepping into it willingly, powerfully, confidently, like this Queen of Wands, Six of Wands, embracing your voice, embracing being seen, embracing being generous with the world around you, and embracing this new abundance, embodying it, loving it. It's kind of interesting because I'm like, as I'm talking about it, it feels like you're putting on clothes at first that don't really feel like they fit, or they don't really feel like they're truly you. But the more you wear them over time, the more you grow into them. And then the more you start to feel comfortable and free and expansive in them. And like, that's the feeling. So it's like, I'm putting on this like new outfit, and like the future you knows is exactly what you want to wear, but like the new, like the current you that's just now stepping into this future you energy is just like hesitant and like feeling weird about it because it feels different and it feels like it fits differently. And but yeah, anyway, you're gonna grow into it and you're gonna feel amazing in it over time. And so yeah, like interesting. Yeah, you're so humble in the beginning, and over time you do move into this beautiful acceptance of your power, of your light. You shine your light willingly and freely. You give so gracefully, like you're existing in abundance because you are abundance, and so you're spreading that everywhere you go, and it's being so well received, and there's so much gratitude around you for what you're giving. And yeah, that's the energy. So I'm curious what the 9 of Wands and the 5 of Wands is, though. I haven't really gotten into that. That's interesting. Kind of want to pull a card from the Star Seeker Tarot and get a little bit of clarity for those two cards. Okay, so the Fool. Okay, oops, wrong spot. Here we go. The Fool. I think that makes a lot of sense. So, the Fool is about leaps of faith, new beginnings, feeling like a fish out of water, feeling like that is that new skin, like doing something that's scary. The 9 of Wands is about resilience. It's about pushing through, like one last push. And the 5 of Wands is about like a little bit of conflict, or like a little bit of, in this context though, it's more like you're kind of fighting with like old voices, like voices that keep you small and voices that tell you you're not enough, or like it's kind of like you have this, like you have this initial with the 7 of Pentacles. There's like that initial contraction, and then it's like you have to like push yourself forward through and into the new reality. Like you have to fight, and it's like a short fight, but it's like you have to overcome all of those like limiting voices that have always kept you small and kept you held back and kept you from living out your desires and your dreams. And it's almost like they come on really hard and fast, and they're trying to convince you to like stay in your old energy and stay small and stay invisible. And yeah, you just have that like moment of reckoning with that as well. So this is just like preparation to remind you that there might be that kind of journey there. Breath work, support from family, like spending time with people who know you best, spending time in nature, writing, creating work, like doing something creative to help you work out that energy might be good. But there is like that fight. But then once you're, like I said, there's this launching that happens. And once you're on the other side, and you're safe, and you feel more yourself than you've ever felt. You're meant to shine. You're meant to be seen. You're meant to be well received by the world around you. Just allow yourself to be. That's the message. So, okay, I'm going to pull a final card from the Journey of Love Oracle. Yeah, I think that message of like, that initial message of you just living your life and living in your own little world, and like the blessing coming in out of nowhere. Like all of this is your journey. Like we talked about that partnership, but it feels like this journey we've been talking about is an internal journey of you learning to embrace your light and learning to shine that light. Whoop, okay, there it is. That's the one. What do we got? The breaking. Okay, I shuffled those up really well, and this one flew out again. So this one came out with group number 2. But I'm still going to read it because I think you're meant to hear it as well. So number 65, the breaking. Okay. You are breaking apart. You might not understand it at all. There is not so much to be understood, but the simplicity doesn't mean it is easy to endure. You may worry that you're going too far, that you may not recover or ever come back together again. But what can you do? Can you hold back from the divine love that calls you, that lures you to becoming all that you are, to remembering your divine nature? Well, you could try, but for what purpose? Temporary rest before the storm at best. So take the rest if you need it, then dive into the storm. Let yourself be brokenhearted by the divine so that you can become your truth, become all that you are meant to be. It is better to have the heart broken so that it grows than to be brokenhearted by thinking that you must protect yourself from love. This oracle brings compassionate guidance that no matter what sadness or anger, despair or frustration you may feel, you are being pulled apart not by dark forces, but by the loving embrace of the divine as it strips you of that which would keep you from your divine realization. Let go and break. It is going to be the making of you. Love. Love is a special closeness that sings from the heart, that warms my days and nights, that feels good, that makes me smile, that makes me glad to be alive. So I think that makes perfect sense. I think you're going to be going through this transformation where you have to let yourself break apart and become someone new. And it might hurt at first. And it might be scary or overwhelming, but it's worth it. And you will feel more yourself than you've ever felt on the other side of this. So, alrighty, group number 3. Thank you so much for being here. I am honored by your presence. All right, my lovely human. If you'd like to be supported by me more deeply through powerful energy healing transmissions that serve as monthly anchor points to keep you grounded and aligned to your most fulfilling and abundant path, along with access to a growing collection of exclusive soulful pick a flower readings, I'd be honored to have you in the sacred space of my Little Flower Patreon community. My intention is for this space to be a spiritual lifeline to healing, clarity, and soul alignment. A sacred container that leaves you feeling free and safe to unfold into your most authentic and abundant nature. I've made this accessible at just $8 per month, intentionally so as the number 8 symbolizes abundance, balance, and unity. If you feel called, feel free to like, comment, or subscribe to the Little Flower YouTube channel, as all of these exchanges help not only for my channel growth, but for me to feel connected to the fabric of the community who finds their way into the energetic space I've created. Feel free to browse my single infinite prayer energy healing transmissions, check out my adorable merch featuring my bee and flowers logo and the phrase, "Hello, lovely human," and leave me a tip, or in other words, buy me a coffee if you feel called to. I sometimes offer personal readings, so be on the lookout for open slots for those as well. Everything you'll need is listed in the description box below. Last but not least, I have another YouTube channel called Soul Hearken, which is my heart and soul in video form. If you feel called to it, I'd be honored to have you over there as well. With so much gratitude, I send you prayers of happiness, peace, health, and wealth. You are honored and loved. Hello, lovely human. Welcome to the Little Flower. My name is Krista, and I use the presence and essence of flowers along with the tarot to deliver messages to help you align to your most authentic and abundant nature and path. So the theme for today's reading is the fabric of your destiny. Tap into the truest essence of who you're here to be and what you're here to do. So we're just going to go down that rabbit hole. You chose the Columbine flower. So the Columbine is symbolic of strength and resilience, love and hope due to its delicate yet enduring nature. And it is the, fun fact, it's the state flower of Colorado. Thought I'd mention that. I saw that in there. I thought it might be relevant for some of you. Maybe some of you are wanting to move to Colorado or are from Colorado, or Colorado is special to you. Just might be an extra confirmation for some of you. But yes, I pulled your overarching theme card from the children's spirit animal cards, and you got the lion. Ask for what you want. Love that. There's a butterfly on the card. Okay. The sign of Leo could be important to you. All right, I think I'm just gonna dive right in here and pull a couple extra oracles. Yeah, I'm going to pull a couple cards from the Herbal Astrology. Not much is coming through yet. Usually even with the first card, I'll get some messages, but it just feels very blank. I think I need some supporting characters here. Okay. Oh, we have Number 10, mugwort with psychic healing. Oh, and then we have number 38 with cacao and initiation. Okay. So the moon and Neptune are the celestial bodies associated with the mugwort card. And then I think it's Venus and Uranus. I don't know. Let me look. With the cacao card. Oh my God, I'm right. I got the signs. Yeah, Uranus and Venus. Interesting. Okay. There's such a strong, powerful stillness and presence coming through. That was kind of what happened when I pulled the Lion card. It just felt like no words were needed. Calm, steady, grounded presence. Like I'd imagine a lion's energy to be. Powerful. Connected. Connected to instinct and intuition. And with the cacao being so deeply connected to the heart space, I feel that really strongly. And like Leo, the energy of Leo is very heart-centered as well. There's so much love pouring through this energy right now. There's a really strong masculine energy coming through, like a loving masculine energy that nurtures, that calms, that steadies. This could be you or someone in your life. One way or another, you're meant to experience a state of support and surrender and trust, a sense of freedom and knowing that you're always provided for and that it's a blessing to give to you. And it's an honor to have you receive what it is that is being given to you. So, like, I'm almost getting it from the perspective of the being or the energy that's giving, the masculine energy. Like, it is my honor to give. It is my honor to support. It is my honor to provide. And it would be my honor for you to lovingly accept these things that I want to give and provide. It would be my greatest purpose if you willingly and lovingly and graciously received what I was giving to you. And it would be the most fulfilling thing for me to know that I was nurturing you in that way. So that's, that's really beautiful. With psychic healing and mugwort, I think there's a shift in your mentality around what you're allowing in, like that energy, like how you're being supported in this world, on this planet. And a trust in what you're allowing to support you is coming through. And a reception, like a deeper sense of reception. And a knowing that you're safe to receive. This feels like union. This feels like partnership. It doesn't have to be any type of traditional relationship in that way, but that's what it feels like. It feels like I'm meant to support you and you're meant to support me, and this is just how it is. This is how life is. And I think with this energy in the crown here and the moons being on her, like it's very like psychic energy, like mental energy is powerfully healed right now for you, where you're able to see clearly and see the truth that the world wants to give good things to you. There are good people out there and good beings and a good God that wants you to receive your soul's and body's nourishment and pleasure and your heart's greatest love and contentment and peace. So there's a feeling of shifting from having to use your psychic senses to make sure that you're keeping yourself out of danger, to be on alert, to be on guard, to knowing you're safe, and to seeing that in your third eye, seeing that in your psychic abilities, like seeing the truth that you're safe and that you exist in love, and that what is being offered to you doesn't have strings attached. It just is. It's just grace. So your mental energy, like your mind and your crown, like your third eye and your crown chakra and your throat, like those energies are being healed deeply for you so that you can just see clearly, see the truth of the love that you are and that you're worthy of, and that's being offered to you by the divine. Whether it's through other people, through the earth, however the divine wants to bless you, you're now able to just truly see good intention and see that it's all around you and it always has been. Okay, that's a really beautiful initial message. Yeah, I was thinking about the Columbine now, being symbolic of love and hope due to its delicate yet enduring nature. So delicate yet enduring. I like that. I feel like you're entering into an era where you can soften, or at least this is a part of your divine destiny, like your ability to soften into your environment and soften into the energy of the people around you. Receive from the energy of the people around you, like from your environment, from your culture, from your community, from your family. Safety in that. That's a really powerful awakening that your soul is meant to experience as you in this human form on this earth. I'm going to pull a couple cards from the Sacred Destiny, see what else wants to come through. Okay, this card keeps showing its face to me and I have to pull it. It's beautiful. That's just an executive decision. Thriving with the giraffes, and it's Africa vibes. We've got Africa vibes, and then we've got more like rainforesty vibes, but one more Sacred Destiny card. Okay, we have leadership with a polar bear. And we do have, this is interesting, just like the juxtaposition of the environments that are here, because we have a snowy owl, a white owl here, and those are found in colder environments. And same with the polar bear is white, again, another white animal, and it is found in, of course, colder environments. And then we have the Africa energy, and then we have the rainforest. I don't know why, I just wanted to mention that. I think that's interesting. It's like an ever-changing landscape. Like that's what the earth is. And there's something about that you're meant to experience on this life. Like the ever-changing landscape of your soul, and how like one phase of your journey can be like the African, like Sahara. Wait, is that even a thing? Maybe I'm thinking of, anyway, like a deserty kind of, like a dry energy where it's a little harsher and it's harder to like find those resources, and you have to fight for resources. And then the next phase of your journey is this abundant, beautiful, lush rainforest. And then the next phase is this amazing, expansive, northern, mountainous, it feels like the landscape of your journey changes over time. And I think there's a message here to learn to accept that and embrace whatever landscape you're existing in, and learn that this is how life is, and that's okay. And don't compare it to a previous landscape. Like there are always resources, and there's always peace to be had, and there's always beauty in every landscape. So there's just a strong message to be present with whatever landscape you're in and experience the fabric of that while you're in it. And find the beauty there, and find the lessons there, and the wisdom there, and embrace that. Embrace where you're at. Okay, I'm going to pull some cards from the Star Maiden Tarot. I don't know if you hear that bird outside, but it's really pretty. If any of you know what the bird is, that'd be awesome. Go ahead and put it down below in the comments. Whoa, okay. We have the Ten of Wands. We have the Ten of Cups. Aw, completion vibes. the Six of Pentacles, the Three of Pentacles, the Moon, and I did mention, oh no, never mind. That was with group number 3. The oxeye flower I associated with the moon, but that's okay. And then Nine of Pentacles has come out. This is the 3rd time. This is the 3rd reading that the Nine of Pentacles has come out. So she is making her presence widely known. This beautiful, sovereign, independent, powerful creator of her world, and just experiencer of luxury and beauty and pleasure. That is the energy and the vibe, apparently, for most of you guys here today that have come to this reading. So like the fabric of your destiny is pleasure, really, in abundance. Yeah, and then we have the King of Cups. Okay. I feel like we have like this blank area over here. It's kind of bugging me, but maybe I'll pull a couple more tarot cards in a little bit. I'll put that there for now. But I'm feeling more simple. Like I don't want too many cards for this reading. This feels really good. This feels complete in a weird way. With the Ten of Cups being here and there being 2 people, a couple, presumably, on the Ten of Cups, next to the Ten of Wands, and then of course with the Nine of Pentacles here being about independence, there is a feeling of weight being lifted off your shoulders by way of someone else helping you, and your life becoming lighter and freer because of external support that you're receiving. This could be joining in partnership with someone. This could be like a hiring, like maybe you've come into the abundance to hire someone to clean your house or to hire someone to take care of your children at certain periods of time when you need them to. It's a feeling of, yeah, just recognizing that you don't have to do everything all on your own, and that the weight's never all been on you. And that you were always meant to enter into this more collaborative, supportive energy with people or a person around you. More balance, like Six of Pentacles is about like the scales balancing out and like a balance between giving and receiving. And I think this group has been doing a lot on their own for a long time. And like a weight has been on your shoulders to take care of so much all at once, and you need a break. Like you need this abundance of support to come in, and it's coming. And again, I think you're meant to learn how to receive support, because there's a message here that there's been support that's been available to you all along, but there might have been some internal blockages or just some like blind spots in your awareness of where this support is available, and also blind spots, not necessarily blind spots, but like places in you that feel deeply uncomfortable to receive. And that could be from like childhood wounding and conditioning, that tells you that it's wrong to just receive for quote unquote nothing, when the way the world works, like the way the like natural harmony works, like literally this is how it is in nature. So for instance, like the rain pours down and feeds the trees, and does that with such like unending abundance and generosity. It's like non-discriminatory, like discriminatory. Just the rain feeds the trees, and then the trees create homes for the squirrels, and they seed out and they create like food for the squirrels and the birds, and it's such a harmonious give and take that just happens naturally through instinct and through flow and just through what is. Like this is just the way things are. This is like natural harmony. And not once are any of these elements that are giving and receiving in nature concerned or worried about like receiving something for quote unquote nothing, because they're a natural, every part of nature has some sort of role to play, and they're a natural giver as well. So it's natural, it's innate. So there's this feeling of being realigned to that innate natural flow of giving and receiving, and it feeling right and not feeling uncomfortable anymore. You are meant to experience what that feels like and release the need to overthink it, release the guilt that's surrounding it, release anything that stands in your way from experiencing peace, experiencing, like there are things like, I heard the word, as I was saying, experiencing peace, I was looking for those good things that you're meant to experience, like peace and groundedness, stability, supportiveness. But the word trauma, and then the word, I lost it. Sorry. The word trauma, and then it was like another harsher word like that came through. I can't remember what it was, but it was like, when you try to think about receiving, sometimes it's like these like intrusive energies come in and tell you like that's wrong, and like you instantly clinch up and you don't even allow yourself to like breathe into the receiving of something, and like take a step back and question like, well, why should I feel guilty for this? If someone's offering it freely from the goodness of their heart, and they want to offer it, then why am I feeling so guilty? Like, we're kind of just like looking at it like, wait a second, no. And we're just like consciously making that decision to allow ourselves to receive, no matter how uncomfortable those energies are. So you're present with the peace of receiving while you're still experiencing the discomfort of receiving. That's part of the journey of learning how to find peace in that and learning how to fully embody that. That's part of it. Like, you can't just all of a sudden learn how to receive. Like, you're going to have some discomfort around it, but it's choice, it's decision. I'm deciding to receive, and this is like the words, it takes a village just came through, like with the 3 of Pentacles here. It's about collaboration. It's about everybody playing their part. That's exactly what I was saying with nature. Every part in nature has a role to play. It is harmonious. It is balanced. It is an equal give and receive. Everything makes sense. You're meant to experience that in your community, in your family, in your life. And if you're feeling imbalance and you feel like you're the one overgiving and overgiving and overgiving and overgiving, then that is a recognition for like a moment for you to recognize, okay, where am I out of alignment with harmony and with balance? Because this isn't natural. This isn't natural. I need to receive to restore the balance. So it's just, we're just reckoning with that and making decisions to change that. That's the vibe. I think there, again, with the King of Cups being here, that's an emotionally available and supportive kind of energy, like another masculine energy. So 10 of Wands is about burden, overwhelm. I think, this is my group that needs to open up to receive support from people and ask. Oh my God, that's so crazy. I swear, I didn't even think of this. This Lion card says, ask for what you want. Ask for what you want. Ask for what you need. Ask for it. Be brave enough to ask for it. And even if you start off through prayer, like being brave enough just to say, okay, God, universe, angels, like, I really need help in this area of my life. Can you please help me? And can you please send that support? And then God will do his thing and like get to work and inspire others to bring that support. Like, and it comes from if the inspiration comes from the hearts of others, and just all of a sudden, like, they want to support you and they want to give, like, that's the feeling. It's like when you open up to that, people want to give, people hop on board with that energy and get on board with it as well. So you can start off with a prayer, but don't limit it to that. Like, if you need something from someone, you can ask for it. And I'm feeling a really gracious reception on the other end. Like, yes, of course, that's totally, let's do that. I'm on board. I'd be happy to support you. Totally understand. Like, it feels really good. So figure out where you need support, ask the universe. And even if you ask the universe first, maybe you'll get inspiration. Like, oh, I can ask so-and-so for this. I didn't even think of that. Like, they're off that day, or blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? Like, you can figure like you'll get inspired from there. It will come from that spark, to that inner spark, and it feels very heart-centered, like, ah, yes. And so we have the word initiation with the cacao, and the cacao is about the heart, like opening the heart and allowing love in. And oh gosh, I'm even feeling this feeling of like, there are people whose love language is to give, like people who are around you and who you know and love, whose love language is to give exactly what it is you need. And so it's almost like by not opening up to receive what they have to give, you're kind of like depriving them as well. Like, so you're just blocking flow for like both of you in a way. So that's interesting. That's a good way to think about it too, because in a weird way, you're being selfish if you're not letting yourself receive, because you're not allowing someone to do what feels natural to them in giving. Okay. Let's see what else. The King of Cups keeps pulling me in over here. Yeah, and again with the leadership, that's kind of more of a masculine energy too. I need to get a clarifier. The 3 cards I'm looking at right now are the Moon, the Leadership card, and the King of Cups. And I need a clarifier for what message wants to come through those 3 cards. The Moon, okay. We have the 9 of Cups. It's emotional fulfillment, emotional balance, receiving what you desire, receiving a wish. It's kind of like a dream come true or a wish come true energy. It's feeling emotionally supported and satiated, and this energy is like feeling like in love with life, in love with yourself, in love with the world around you. This is interesting. We have 2 9s here right next to each other, the 9 of Pentacles and the 9 of Cups. Oh, I think there's something here about you giving to yourself. Okay, you're almost like needing to ask permission from yourself, like to give yourself something that you truly, truly desire. You have the key, like you can open the door. This is yours to attain. If only you'd let yourself attain it. I'm curious. I think there's something hidden. I think with the Moon card, I think there's something yet to be revealed that's a subconscious block surrounding why you haven't allowed yourself to receive what you truly desire. And I'm actually going to pull another, maybe 1 or 2 cards to kind of get more into that. I'm curious about that. Like, what's going on with this Moon card? Like, what's going on with this subconscious thing? Like, what is it? How can you remove this obstacle to receiving? I feel like I gave you some advice around this, but I think there's something else here. There's like I keep seeing like a little boulder, like a little pebble, like something that's standing in the way. And it's like once you remove the pebble, like the floodgates open. What is this pebble? And as I'm speaking, it feels like I'm going into like a cavern underground, and or like a cellar to get something. Okay. Here we go. Oh, there's 2 cards came out. Okay. So we have the Tower and the Fool. What? Okay. Okay, let's pull one more. The 3 of Wands. One more. And the World. Okay. That feels satisfying to have the World as like the card that came out last. Like it's this complete fulfillment. Okay. Okay, so what I just saw, so it's kind of abstract. I saw you like with going into the cellar. It feels like a soul retrieval experience, like walking into a part of yourself that feels dark, it feels shadowy. And it's like a part of yourself you've cast off in the past at some point into the cellar. And I see you in your glowing light reaching down to the shadowy part of yourself and saying like, I accept you. I'm inviting you. It's like you're reaching your hand down and grabbing their hand and bringing them with you and kind of like merging back with them and walking back up the stairs together. And like there's this feeling of, I'm sorry I left you down there for so long. I didn't know. I didn't realize. and like even with this card, it's very shadowy. You can see, it's kind of hard to see, but there's like this shadow here, like flying through the window. It's reminding me of Peter Pan. And it's like this shadow part of yourself finally feels integrated and free and whole. And the thing is it's not a shadow part of you at all. Like it's a beautiful gem that you cast aside and you deemed as shadow, you deemed as darkness, and you're now like retrieving that part of yourself and relearning how beautiful it is, and giving her a second life as you, through you. So as far as, you know, we have the Three of Wands here, the Tower, the Fool. This may take some time because it's revealing itself one little bit at a time. It could be like a meek part of yourself. It could be a part of your inner child that, you know, will slowly learn to trust again and slowly learn to come out of her cave again. Like this Three of Wands is interesting. Three of Wands is typically about expansion. But there's this like being, this woman on a boat, it looks like, or a dock or something. It looks like a boat that's kind of heading off into the wilderness, heading off into the distance. And I was kind of getting like an isolation energy, like this part of you saying like, oh, I thought I was going to have to roam off on my own this whole time. And it was really kind of dark and lonely. And it's kind of like you're saving her from that experience. You're retrieving her from that experience. Like, no, you don't have to do that. We don't have to do this anymore. You're coming with me. We're heading into the light of day, and you're going to be a part of my life from now on. Like, so yeah, this is, and with the Fool, it's a new, like, fools are leaps of faith. Fools are like feeling like kind of like you're wearing new skin a little bit, like fresh out of water. Like this feels uncomfortable, but this is where we're going. The Tower is about, you know, old ways crumbling. So ultimately, I know this has been very vague. It could be different for each one of you because it could be different types of wounding for each one of you. If anything's been coming up as I'm speaking about this soul retrieval experience, I would go with that, because it might just start out as like shadows or like little like whispers or little nudges that come to you over time. But then once you retrieve this element of yourself, it's a remembrance. It's like a reconvergence. Like it's like, oh, I remember being this person. I remember that this is a part of who I am. This receptive, loving, kind, generous, open, well-supported, well-resourced, well-loved human being. Honored, held up. Like, it's just like, I feel like you're meant to feel held, and you're meant to feel like things can be easy. And because you have so much support, and you can play your specific one role that feels right to you, and you don't have to play anybody else's role anymore. That's the feeling. That's where you're headed. And that's what bringing this lost part of you like back into your being is going to do for you. It's going to help you receive all of that and open the door to all of that new way of being, that just, it's exciting. It's fun even. Like, it feels fun. It feels light. It feels free. It feels like you can finally be yourself. And it feels like, yeah, the weight of the world isn't on your shoulders anymore. Okay. I'm going to pull one last final card from the Journey of Love Oracle. And I'll read from the guidebook, and then this will be your reading. Oh, yes, the heart space, of course. It says number 68. with Drop Into Your Heart. All right, and then we've got these beautiful green and pink colors. It's kind of reminding me of watermelon, which is of course reminding me of Palestine. Always in our hearts. So drop into your heart. Let me read from the guidebook. Okay. So there is a place of light within that no darkness can touch. It cannot be shamed. It can never be made impure. It is never lost or darkened or unavailable to us, though we may forget sometimes, sitting in a darkened room and not realizing that we can stand up and walk into the light so close to us, just on the other side of the doorway to the heart. Whatever may arise, great joy, great sorrow, drop into your heart and offer it to the divine, gently bowing your forehead to hands in prayer. Connect mind to heart. Let yourself have some peace. It wants you, you know. This oracle brings you an offering. The divine would like you to offer whatever is bringing your heart trouble, or of course, joy. The divine would like to receive this from you as a gift, that it may return to you some special blessing. Place your hands at your heart, and in genuine reflection, perhaps you may choose to offer your heart burden or light now. Either will be joyfully received by the divine, and you shall be graced with a gift in return. Longing, the dance to move beyond the feeling that draws me forward to a place born within that calls my soul to feel complete. All right, group number 4. Thank you so much for being here. I am honored by your presence. All right, my lovely human. If you'd like to be supported by me more deeply through powerful energy healing transmissions that serve as monthly anchor points to keep you grounded and aligned to your most fulfilling and abundant path, along with access to a growing collection of exclusive soulful pick a flower readings, I'd be honored to have you in the sacred space of my Little Flower Patreon community. My intention is for this space to be a spiritual lifeline to healing, clarity, and soul alignment. A sacred container that leaves you feeling free and safe to unfold into your most authentic and abundant nature. I've made this accessible at just $8 per month, intentionally so as the number 8 symbolizes abundance, balance, and unity. If you feel called, feel free to like, comment, or subscribe to the Little Flower YouTube channel, as all of these exchanges help not only for my channel growth, but for me to feel connected to the fabric of the community who finds their way into the energetic space I've created. Feel free to browse my single infinite prayer energy healing transmissions, check out my adorable merch featuring my bee and flowers logo and the phrase, "Hello, lovely human," and leave me a tip, or in other words, buy me a coffee if you feel called to. I sometimes offer personal readings, so be on the lookout for open slots for those as well. Everything you'll need is listed in the description box below. Last but not least, I have another YouTube channel called Soul Hearken, which is my heart and soul in video form. If you feel called to it, I'd be honored to have you over there as well. With so much gratitude, I send you prayers of happiness, peace, health, and wealth. You are honored and loved.